that in a quarterly session, we divide Senate into like 10, then visit at least every county using the resources, Madam Speaker, so that we have more impact, so that people see that we are following. Because the question, Madam Speaker, I was in Meru, I was in Mandera, I was in Nandi, I was in Muranga, and the question people asking us, yes, you send money to Mashinani, but why don't you follow up and see if it is working? And I think that's the question all of us, the senators here, are. Even the senator of Wajir, the members would really want the public that are there, even Senator Kisumu, my neighbor. Madam Speaker, I think we need to be creative and innovative. Let us do away with Senate Mashinani. Let us break away in 10 groups. Allow this weekend, 2 committees can go to some regions so that we can divide. And I hope the majority leader will take it up with the House leadership and the House Business Committee, Senate. But all in belief, now the final one, Madam Speaker, I want to appeal to the Senate Business Committee so that I only have 2 issues. I want to appeal to the Senate Business Committee to also be alive to what is happening. You know, if we have a problem in the country, the way we had State of the Nation, as the Senate Business Committee where you sit, be alive. If a matter happens in the morning and you are sitting in the midday and the member wants to bring it out in the afternoon, Madam Speaker, our standing orders have gathered for it. We don't need to be morticians. Sometimes we need to be proactive, Madam Speaker. We take action even before we don't need, and I think the Senate Business Committee has risen up to the occasion on several occasions. On our bills, motions, statements, Madam Speaker, I don't know what we will do. My only appeal, I don't know how we'll improve processing of statements, motions, petitions. And it has become a problem. Even the Public Investment Committee and County Public Accounts, we have so many reports. Members always come to our committees and ask us, what are you doing about particular recommendations that you made? I want to appeal that, Madam Speaker, we need to sit as a House and see how we can process statements, petitions, and motions and become creative. I'm happy, Madam Speaker, and I want, through Senate Business Committee and House leadership, to appeal to the chairs of the committees and committees. Please don't discuss a member's motion, statement, or bill without their involvement. It is collegiality that you are reading today, Madam Speaker. Why would you discuss my motion and bill like my bill? I received the feedback from your committee in social media when I was taking chai and mandazi, Madam Speaker, and Madondo somewhere in Kilimani, Madam Speaker. So please, it is important for collegiality and respect. Let us engage the members who brought that matter before the House. Finally, Madam Speaker, on the issue that is live, Madam Speaker, I want to appeal. You know, Madam Speaker, I saw our friends who are doing content creators. I know they came with all this drama and machismo for content creation for TikTok and to trend in Twitter and Facebook. Madam Speaker, if you read, you know, Madam Speaker, you know, the people are saying we are senior lawyers, they are senior, but also fools get old. Madam Speaker, the reading of the ruling of the court, because I've read, is directed to National Assembly. To infringe that the Senate is involved is a wrong premise. Because the Constitution divided the roles of the houses, National Assembly and the Senate, Madam Speaker. Even when you read the ruling, it says the National, and involves the Speaker of the National Assembly, Senator Speaker Moses Wetangula. If it is a party leader and is the Speaker, it is the business of the National Assembly. We don't have. And the courts did not say we can invite ourselves to the table on determining the court order. But I'm saying, let us be honest when we engage in terms of reading the law. When you look under Article 262, the Constitution envisages a purposeful interpretation of the law involving court orders, Madam Speaker. So these things that our brothers from the minority side are busy sitting on the seats, the goodness with the Senate is there is free sitting. It will not, it just make news today. Content creation, I've seen some of them, I've already posted, Madam Speaker. Somebody who just walked out, I saw Cherargei, TikTok and other places. The point I'm trying to make, let us be honest with us. In fact, as we talk, and majority leader will support me on this, UDM did a post-coalition agreement as per Political Parties Act. Under Political Parties and Election Act, the law of Kenya allows for both pre- and post-coalition agreements. UDA signed with UDM. In fact, Azimio is no longer there. DAP walked away with only one MP, some content creator called Kasalasia. There is some funny governor who is busy insulting anybody and everybody that moves, just like our Chinese eat everything that moves. Madam Speaker, when you talk about NAC, NAC doesn't even have a single MCA. Does he have Nyumba Kumi? something like that. So they have worked out of Azimio. Who else has remained in Azimio? Wiper, that the deputy minority, in fact, he should be removed from his seat. Because Wiper is no longer part of Azimio, Madam Speaker. So we must be honest. If we want to interpret this constitution, we must interpret this constitution for the betterment of this country. Let us not interpret constitution for us to become politically convenient or relevant or to be celebrated, Madam Speaker. Let us allow the constitution to speak and be heard. That court order that was directed, and Madam Speaker, one funny thing these people are not telling you, the colleague senator, sorry, they are not telling you that the courts did not determine who is the minority and majority. As things stands now, the minority, which is ODM and others, they are the minority, because Azimio has disintegrated. In fact, the UDA is becoming majority and majority because of the broad-based engagement with other political actors, Madam Speaker. So I want to appeal, Madam Speaker, since the court order did not direct, the senator cannot be there. The Senate, as the former chairman of JLAC Emeritus, Madam Speaker, there is no court order against the minority or majority side on the Senate, number one. Number two, even if today the court order that came out has been authenticated by reference, I want to challenge Justice Martha Koome and the judiciary to also be proactive. They don't need to be morticians. They decide something that is long dead and gone. The DNA cannot be found and determined, Madam Speaker. So I want to ask our members in the National Assembly and the Senate, we are properly constituted and we are the majority side, Madam Speaker. Let us allow this week. You remember, Madam Speaker, in conclusion, when we were electing the Speaker, the minority side walked out. We did elect the Speaker. What happened? They came back. So let's allow them, majority leader, 1 or 2 weeks. Let's allow them to sit on seats, do content creation, post. When the heat is down, when the chips are down, they'll come back to their senses and ensure, Madam Speaker. So I want to appeal to the nation. There is nothing to worry from us legal scholars. That court order is only good for academic discourse, for morning television interviews and evening, among others, Madam Speaker. Because Madam Speaker, finally, is to appeal to the House. I don't know, my chair of CPAC and the Senate Minority Leader is here. Please, as per the ruling of the court, that most of the county public accounts reports and CPIC should be considered by March. I want to appeal that we need to move faster so that we can ensure we don't offend the timeline that has been set by the law. Madam Speaker, with those very many remarks, allow me to leave it there and to thank you and to say that I support the formation of Senate Business Committee so that from tomorrow we can have a business. And it's good to see Senator Mandago. Congratulations. You are now a serious man in our community. You can sit when a girl is being betrothed, because at least your son went through rite of passage. I know people like Aaron still have a long way to go. Our condolences to the Speaker, Madam Speaker. Also condolences to Senator Kinyua for losing his beloved dad. We pray and stand with. Some of us could not come, Madam Speaker, because of what you saw. If you saw people are saying people are working without underwear, we could not sit in such a forum, Madam Speaker. So when funerals are funerals, let's allow them to be. When politics, let's go to rallies. Madam Speaker, with those many remarks, I support.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Kajwang.
Madam Speaker, I've sat here with typical patience. I've been in this House for 10 years, and today I'm the last to speak, even though I was in the House at 2:30. I think even speakers need to put in some algorithm, because those of us who've been around sometimes can benefit the House out of our experience. And Madam Speaker, I didn't sit here to score political points or to speak politics. I took time to encourage the SBC and the motion of which I support and the members that have been proposed, just to encourage them. We were in Naivasha just last week to reflect on the performance of the Senate and its midterm assessment. The time from election to today is equal to the time from today to the next election. And we must ask ourselves whether we have achieved anything significant. We have only 1 year. And as you can see, Madam Speaker, the political drums have started sounding.